really haven't had time to try to learn anything about the Muslim religion. Everything has been going so fast and we've had other things going on.
This woman isn't the sharpest tool in the shed. She's a few fries short of a Happy Meal. She's rushed into a marriage without having any clue what she's getting into. And now she's gonna have to live with the consequences.
Why do you keep giving him death glares? I have never seen this side of Adnan before. Like, jealous and possessive over nothing.
I don't know what she thought she signed up for, what fairy tale she's living in, but the truth is, her husband's controlling behaviour is only gonna get worse. But before we dive into that, let's rewind to the start. So we left Adnan and Tigerlily as they were on their way to go and get married. Married after hours of first meeting. Yeah, these two are more impulsive or more desperate to be on the show than even Big Ed.
What is wrong with that guy?
Now, the crazy thing is, when we left her, Tigerlily was maybe showing signs that she was regretting her decision. She looked like she may be about to pump the brakes and maybe not get married. After all, in the short time that she'd met Adnan, their very strained conversation brought to light some worrying things. Things like the fact that he wants 5 kids.
Clearly, I still have a lot to learn about Adnan. Like, this is all just making me nervous.
But despite those nerves, despite admitting she doesn't know who she's about to marry properly, Tigerlily seems swept up in the moment. And before she goes inside to legally wed, she meets Adnan's brothers and his mum. And while she can't touch any of Adnan's brothers, Adnan's mum is at least allowed to give her a few kisses. But even this, the mere act of greeting her soon-to-be mother-in-law, leaves Tigerlily looking like she's a deer caught in the headlights, something everyone picks up on.
بس أنا أول ما شفت رايكلي إنه حسيت بيها يعني لسه متخوفة.
Tigerlily seems petrified. It seems more than just nerves. But for some inexplicable reason, she continues with the wedding. And as the proceedings begin, one thing becomes glaringly obvious. Even with a translator present, Tigerlily has absolutely no idea what's going on, what's being said, or what she's legally committing to.
صلى الله عليه وسلم وأنا قبلت زواجك.
Honestly, it's so infuriating to see Tigerlily in this position. She's clearly done zero research about what she's getting into. I mean, it's one thing to go and meet your partner's family having done no research, but, you know, to actually get married without even Googling what it entails is lunacy.
I'm definitely not following all that's going on. I don't know anything about the Muslim marriage contract.
Look, I don't mean to be mean, right? But is Tigerlily okay? Is she medically sane? Is this maybe some kind of trauma that's spilled over from her last relationship? Like, I can't rationalise what's going on here. Sorry, but Tigerlily can't be taken seriously. She doesn't know what she's signing up for. And as for Adnan, well, as the marriage wraps up, it becomes all the more clear that he literally only has one thing on his mind.
I want you now. I can't wait. But when we get back to hotel, we will be together like one in a private.
No sooner are the rings exchanged than Adnan whisks Tigerlily off at breakneck speed back to the hotel so quickly that she doesn't even have time to say goodbye to his family. Adnan's a 22-year-old virgin who has no plans to stay a virgin for much longer.
But now, get out. Get out. I'm getting married now. Please, leave me. We have a privacy here.
So, as Adnan kicks out the camera crew, at least we can say there is one silver lining to this insane marriage. They might barely know each other, they definitely haven't seen one another at their worst yet, but the one thing they do at least have going for them is their sexual chemistry.
Last night is my favorite night in all my life.
We did everything, and there is nothing we need to work on. Right now, I don't even know how I'm standing.
Whatever went down last night, it really does seem like Tigerlily lives up to the tiger part of her name. Adnan's mind has been well and truly blown, and as for Tigerlily, she has no complaints either. Now, unfortunately for her, a side effect of all of this is Tigerlily has woken up this morning with what she describes as a bird's nest for hair. She's really unhappy with it, and with plans to meet Adnan's family this afternoon, she needs it taken care of. So, who could she possibly call? I mean, if only she had a hairstylist there, a hairstylist she knows and trusts, who maybe she'd flown out from the States with the sole purpose of helping her out. Only, again, inexplicably, she doesn't.
I told Shay and Cruz to take the day off and relax so that they could be well rested for the big wedding celebration tomorrow.
It just gets crazier and crazier, doesn't it? I mean, they're only in Jordan for 6 days. Does Tigerlily really need to give Shay and Cruz a day off? I mean, she is paying them to be there as her glam squad, to help her get ready every day. So what's the alternative? Heaven forbid she's left to sort out her own hair. No, of course not. Instead, she's called down to reception and arranged a replacement hairstylist. Only there's a big problem.
This is hairstylist?
Yes.
Why a guy? Why not woman?
Maybe that's just who they sent.
They've been married for less than 12 hours, but already Adnan's jealousy and control issues are about to rear their ugly head in a big way. Now, should Tigerlily have requested a female hairstylist? Should she have been expected to learn from last night's experience, not even being able to touch Adnan's brothers? Well, yes is a simple answer to that. But as we know by now, when it comes to Tigerlily, the lights are on, but no one's home.
I don't want any man to touch my wife. This is not respectful in my religion. This is the so problem things.
Adnan tries to make a stand. He tries to assert his authority and control, but Tigerlily calmly explains to him that either he allow this gentleman to touch her hair, or they're not going to go to see his family today because she can't get ready by herself. So reluctantly, very, very reluctantly, Adnan allows him to proceed, but he spends the entire time giving the guy dirty looks, staring intently at him, and generally just making the hairdresser feel incredibly nervous.
Baby, put down your shirt.
I think you're making him nervous.
Quiet.
And it's clearly not just a hairdresser touching her hair that he has issue with. As Adnan instructs his wife to adjust her clothing, it becomes very clear that he has some strong opinions, some strongly held beliefs about what is or isn't suitable attire. Now, that is undoubtedly something that's going to come up again and again. But for right now, the real issue at hand is Adnan's behaviour with the hairdresser. You see, he begins to get very impatient. He thinks the man is taking too long touching her hair. So he pulls out his phone and sets an arbitrary 5-minute timer. You have 5 minutes to finish, he says. And it comes across as so insecure and rude.
Just a minute and a half.
هيك أنا خلصت.
It's done now, baby.
Adnan Adnan's treating this guy as if he's a pervert. He's standing next to him, looming over him, staring at him, giving him time limits, as if somehow any second he takes over this 5-minute deadline is because he's getting some kind of sexual pleasure from it or something. Like, it's just so disrespectful. He's treating him with such contempt, but the guy is only doing his job. Now, the thing is, Adnan can pretend as if it's his religion that makes him like this, but it's just not true. There are millions of Muslims around the world that aren't this extreme. This isn't about religion. This is about control.
Let's go to pick what you want to wear.
Okay.
Okay.
Notice how Adnan's like, let's both of us pick out what you want to wear, as if her desires, her wants, are now a mutual decision. It's all very ominous. And when we join them in the car on the way to meet Adnan's family, Tigerlily once again shows her ignorance when, as they pass by lots of women on the street, she asks why some are covered more than others.
If they don't show anything, this is more respect in religion Islam.
Like they're just more conservative.
Yeah.
Look, maybe I'm being unfair here, but aren't these the sorts of things that Tigerlily should have researched before she came? Shouldn't she have done her own research about interpretations of Islam? Like, shouldn't she know why many millions of Muslims are absolutely fine with no head coverings? Many, like Adnan's mum, are okay with limited head coverings, and some are far more extreme. Like, is it asking too much of her to have researched that for herself? It's just so clear that Tigerlily has zero knowledge about the religion or the culture that she's married into, and her excuse for why that's the case is laughably bad.
I really haven't had time to try to learn anything about the Muslim religion. Everything has been going so fast and we've had other things going on.
Haven't had time? Tigerlily, please! What on earth could you possibly have been busy with that's more important than your future life? The expectations that your husband will have of you. Religion isn't ever present. It's gonna literally dictate every second of your time together. The fact that she's complaining she's too busy when she chose to rush into this marriage is absolutely insane. This is a woman who didn't plan the wedding, she's got someone else taking care of her kids, she doesn't appear to work, she has a whole crew to take care of her appearance, and yet she wants us to believe she didn't have the time to figure out how her life was completely gonna change after getting married. And yeah, her life will change, even if, for right now at least, Adnan appears to be holding back.
So you're okay with me showing all my hair?
Yeah.
Was that or was that not the least convincing yeah you've ever heard in your life?
Yeah.
I suspect that for right now, Adnan has chosen to take it easy with Tigerlily so as not to scare her off. But by his own admission, as he said himself in the last episode, his intention is to teach Tigerlily his way, and ultimately, his say, he says, is final. She will listen to me. Now, when they finally arrive at the celebration that Adnan's family have put together for them, Tigerlily is introduced to loads of Adnan's extended family, many of the females of which do indeed have covered hair.
You're so beautiful tonight.
Thank you very much.
I'm not done.
Now, given that Adnan's mum has covered hair, and given that many of the females in his family have covered hair, I think the logical assumption that we can make is that that is normalised in his life. That is how he's been brought up, seeing most of the females closest to him covering their hair. Now, Tigerlily did tell us that she hasn't converted to Islam, which probably means she isn't going to be expected to cover her hair. But, I mean, what does it mean if they were to one day have a daughter? These are the sorts of things that Tigerlily should, but almost certainly hasn't, have discussed prior to marriage. Either way, that whole issue isn't the only culture shock of the night for Tigerlily, because when the food is served, it becomes very clear that she's way out of her depth.
A little bit. You have to eat mental with your hands.
Now, it's not just the sheer amount of food, it's not just the food itself, but also the concept of eating with her hands. Tigerlily looks so uncomfortable. So what is it that she's even eating? Well, it consists of a hand-rolled ball of rice, some lamb and some yoghurt. But to her credit, even though she clearly isn't enjoying it, she is trying her best to be polite, and that has won her brownie points with Adnan's mum.
كان عندي خوف يعني إنه ما يعجبها الوضع ما تتقبل طباعنا إحنا فيه إنسانة طيبة بس هي دخلت قلوبنا بسرعة.
I mean, what else can the lady say? Tigerlily is now her daughter-in-law, and judging purely based on first impressions, we aren't given Adnan's mother's age. I suspect that the age difference between the two women might not actually be all that much. Either way, there is one other noteworthy thing that happens with Adnan's family members. You see, in and amongst all of the celebrations, one of Adnan's brothers comes up to Tigerlily and asks,
Do you like stay in Jordan or do you want to take Adnan to America? Please stay here.
I would love to stay here, but my 2 children are in the US.
This seems to really shock and scare Tigerlily. Why is it, she asks the camera crew, not Adnan, she asks the camera crew, why is it that Adnan's family don't know this? Why hasn't he been honest with them? What is he hiding from them? And does that mean he might be hiding something else from me too? All very good questions, but all questions she should have asked before getting married, surely. I hope for your sake, Tigerlily, that he isn't hiding anything. But, of course, if he is, you might come to wish that you found a bit more time to research what you were signing up for.